January is here, and many seniors are feeling uncertain. January is one of the most important financial months of the year for seniors. For millions of people living on Social Security, disability benefits, or fixed incomes, January quietly resets everything. New payment amounts begin, heating bills rise, prescription costs feel heavier, grocery prices don't stretch the way they used to, and with all of that comes a mix of relief and anxiety. Relief because a new benefit year has started, anxiety because many people aren't sure what has actually changed and what hasn't. Over the past few weeks, headlines, rumors, and online conversations have created a lot of noise. Some people are hearing about higher payments, others are hearing about stimulus checks or extra relief, and many seniors are left wondering the same thing. What is real and what is just talk? That uncertainty doesn't feel small when you live on a fixed income. It feels personal. It affects how carefully you shop, which bills you postpone, and how safely you sleep at night. The purpose of this update is simple: not to create hype, not to spread fear, but to slow things down and explain calmly and clearly what has already been approved, what has already started, what is still being processed, and what it truly means for your monthly budget. When you understand what's happening, you don't have to guess. And when you don't have to guess, you can plan. Clarity creates calm, and that's exactly what this conversation is about. What has actually changed with Social Security payments? This January, one of the first things many seniors noticed this January was a change in the amount deposited into their bank accounts. For most people, that amount is slightly higher than what they received in December. This change did not happen by accident. It is the result of the annual cost of living adjustment, often called COLA, and it's important to understand exactly what that means because there are many misunderstandings surrounding it. COLA is not a gift, it is not a bonus, and it is not temporary. COLA exists because the cost of everyday life slowly rises over time. Food, housing, utilities, insurance, and medical care all become more expensive. Without adjustments, Social Security benefits would gradually lose their buying power. Each January, benefits are reviewed and adjusted so that recipients are not quietly falling behind due to inflation. That increase becomes part of your new base benefit going forward. It does not disappear next month, it stays with you. That permanence matters. It means your benefit is designed to support stability, not surprise. While the exact increase looks different for each person because benefits are based on individual work histories, the purpose is the same for everyone: helping your income keep pace with rising costs. And here is something else that matters deeply. Your payment date did not change. Only the amount changed. The schedule remains steady. Knowing that helps replace worry with confidence and lets you plan instead of guessing. Why your payment schedule stayed the same. After noticing a higher deposit in January, one of the most common questions seniors ask is simple but important. Did my payment date change too? The answer, in nearly all cases, is no. Even though the amount of your Social Security payment increased because of COLA, the timing of your deposit follows the exact same schedule it always has. If you normally receive your benefit early in the month, that pattern continues. If your payment usually arrives on a Wednesday based on your birth date, that has not changed. And if you are on the long-standing schedule that pays on the 3rd of the month, that date remains the same as well. This consistency is intentional. Social Security was designed to provide reliability, not surprises. The system understands that many seniors plan their entire month around a known deposit date. Rent, utilities, prescriptions, groceries, all of it depends on knowing when that money will arrive. When people are unsure about timing, even a normal delay can feel frightening. Waiting an extra day can cause unnecessary stress, especially when bills are due and there's little room for error. So it's important to hear this clearly. The schedule did not move, only the amount adjusted. Once you separate those two ideas, the worry eases. You can stop watching the calendar with anxiety and start planning with confidence, and that predictability, more than any headline, is what helps protect your peace of mind. Why January feels heavier for seniors on fixed incomes. Even when payments increase, January can still feel like one of the hardest months of the year. That may sound confusing at first. After all, benefits just went up. But for many seniors, January doesn't feel like relief. It feels like pressure. Heating bills rise as winter deepens. Electricity and gas costs climb quietly but steadily. Prescription prices often reset with the new year, bringing higher copays or deductibles. And groceries seem to cost more almost every time you shop. So even with a COLA increase, many people feel like they're running just to stay in the same place. This is especially true when you live on a fixed income. There's no overtime, no bonus, no easy way to make up the difference when costs rise faster than expected. Every dollar already has a job. That's why uncertainty hits so hard in January. When you're not sure if your payment changed correctly, when you're unsure about timing, when headlines start talking about stimulus or relief without clear explanations. It doesn't feel like background noise. It feels personal. It affects sleep. It affects decisions. It affects whether you delay a bill, skip a purchase, or worry quietly instead of asking questions. This is why understanding what's real and what isn't matters so much right now. The goal isn't to pretend things aren't tight. It's to give you clarity so tight, moments don't turn into unnecessary fear. When you understand how January works financially, you regain something very important: control. And control brings calm. Why stimulus and relief headlines are creating so much confusion. Right now, one topic is creating more confusion than any other: stimulus. Over the past few weeks, many seniors have seen headlines using words like approved, on the way, or new checks coming. At first glance, those phrases sound clear. But when you look closer, very few explain what is actually happening or what it means for your bank account. This is where misunderstandings begin. What's being discussed today is not the same as the large, universal stimulus checks sent during emergency years. The conversations now are far more targeted. They focus on seniors living on Social Security, people receiving disability benefits, and households with very limited income who are struggling with rising food, housing, and medical costs. Here's the most important distinction to understand. When you hear the word approved, it does not mean money appears immediately. Approval means funding has been authorized and programs are allowed to move forward. After that, government agencies still have to define eligibility, update systems, verify records, and schedule payments in an organized way. That process takes time. During that waiting period, rumors spread faster than facts. People start asking, "Why didn't I get mine?" Or "Did I do something wrong?" even when nothing is actually wrong. Understanding this gap between approval and deposit protects you from unnecessary stress. It allows you to stay calm, patient, and grounded in what you can actually see on your statements, not what headlines suggest. Why automatic never means instant. With government payments, one of the most misunderstood words in these conversations is automatic. Many people hear that relief or supplemental payments will be automatic and assume that means the money will show up right away. But in government systems, automatic does not mean instant. It means something very different. When a relief program is approved, a long process quietly begins behind the scenes. Computer systems must be updated. Databases must be matched with Social Security records. Eligibility rules must be applied carefully so the right people receive the right amount, no more, no less. This work happens before a single dollar is deposited. Payments are then scheduled in organized batches, not all at once. Millions of transactions cannot be processed on the same day without causing errors, delays, or duplicate payments, so deposits are spread out deliberately to keep the system accurate and secure. That waiting period can feel frustrating, especially when bills don't wait. But it's important to understand this gap is not a sign that something went wrong. It's a sign that the system is being careful. When people don't know this, they may assume they were skipped or forgotten. They may worry unnecessarily or make financial decisions based on fear rather than facts. Understanding that automatic still involves time allows you to breathe, to plan, and to trust the process instead of reacting to rumors. Accuracy matters, and patience protects you while that accuracy is being ensured. Will stimulus or relief affect your regular Social Security? This is one of the most common questions seniors ask, and it's an important one. If there is stimulus or extra relief coming, will it affect your regular Social Security payment? For most people, the reassuring answer is no. Relief-style payments are usually structured very carefully. They are designed to provide support without replacing, reducing, or interfering with your ongoing Social Security benefits. In most cases, they are not treated as regular income, and they do not change the amount of your monthly Social Security check. That distinction matters. Many seniors worry that accepting help could somehow come back to hurt them later. That fear is understandable, but in most relief programs, safeguards are built in to prevent exactly that. However, even when relief does not affect your benefits, one habit remains important: keeping records. If you receive any additional payment, save the notice that explains it. Keep a copy of the statement. These documents protect you if questions ever come up later, and they give you clarity about what you received and why. It's also wise to rely only on official information. Social media posts, forwarded messages, or online rumors often leave out critical details. When something truly affects your benefits, you will see it clearly explained in official notices, not hidden in a headline. The goal of relief is to support stability, not create new stress, and understanding how it fits alongside your regular Social Security helps you stay confident, calm, and in control. Why scams increase. Whenever payments or stimulus are discussed, whenever there is news about higher payments, COLA increases, or possible stimulus relief, scams increase right along with it. Unfortunately, this pattern happens every single time. Scammers know that seniors are paying close attention right now. They know people are waiting for deposits, and they know uncertainty creates opportunity. So they step in pretending to offer help, but their real goal is theft. You may receive a phone call claiming to be from a government office. You may get a text saying you need to verify your information to release a payment. You may see an email urging you to click a link before a deadline passes. These messages are designed to create urgency and fear. Here's the truth you need to hear clearly. Legitimate government agencies do not operate this way. They do not call you out of the blue asking for personal information. They do not text links asking you to confirm bank details. And they do not require fees to release benefits you are already entitled to receive. Your Social Security payments and any legitimate relief arrive the same way they always do: automatically, through established systems, without pressure. If anything ever makes you feel rushed, uneasy, or confused, that is your signal to pause, hang up, delete the message, talk to someone you trust, or contact an official source directly using a phone number or website you already know. Protecting your information is just as important as receiving your benefits, and staying calm is your strongest defense. How to use a small January increase to reduce real stress. When Social Security payments increase in January, even slightly, many seniors wonder what to do with that extra amount. The truth is, there is no right or wrong choice. What matters most is that your decision supports your peace of mind. For some people, the best use of a small increase is setting aside a little cushion, not a large savings account, just a small buffer. $10 or $20 set aside each month can soften the impact of unexpected costs like a higher prescription price or a small car repair. For others, the increase helps catch up on everyday essentials: groceries that have quietly become more expensive, utility bills that rise during winter, or household items that were postponed because money felt tight. Some seniors choose to split the difference, using part of the increase now and reserving part for later. That balance can bring both relief and reassurance. What's important is intentionality. When money arrives without a plan, it disappears quickly. But when you decide ahead of time where it will go, even a modest increase can reduce stress more than you expect. Living on a fixed income means every dollar already has a purpose. January is an opportunity to gently adjust those purposes, not to overhaul your life, but to steady it. The goal isn't perfection, it's stability. And stability comes from small, thoughtful decisions made calmly, especially during a month that already feels heavy. How Social Security supports entire families, not just individuals. For many people, Social Security is often described as a retirement check, but for millions of households, it is much more than that. Social Security supports widows and widowers after the loss of a spouse. It supports people living with disabilities who may face higher medical costs and limited work options, and in many families, it quietly supports children, grandchildren, or adult family members who rely on one steady source of income in the home. When a January increase takes effect, its impact often reaches far beyond one person. A slightly higher deposit can help cover shared groceries. It can ease tension around utility bills. It can reduce the number of difficult conversations about money. In multi-generational households, one Social Security payment may help keep the entire household stable. That stability matters emotionally, not just financially. And for caregivers, those supporting a spouse with health challenges, an adult child with special needs, or grandchildren stepping into unexpected roles, every dollar stretches further than most people realize. That's why understanding January updates is so important. These payments aren't abstract numbers. They are part of the care, responsibility, and quiet strength seniors provide every day. When benefits adjust, even modestly, they help families breathe a little easier. Recognizing this broader role helps replace guilt with pride. These benefits exist because of years of work, caregiving, and contribution, and the support they provide to individuals and families alike is meaningful, real, and deeply earned. Why many seniors still feel financially squeezed after COLA. Even with a January increase, many seniors quietly feel the same pressure they felt before. That can be confusing and discouraging. After all, COLA was applied. The payment went up. So why does it still feel tight? For many households, the answer is healthcare, Medicare premiums, deductibles, co-pays, and prescription costs often rise right alongside Social Security benefits. In some cases, they rise faster. What looks like extra income on paper can be absorbed almost immediately by medical expenses that don't wait and don't negotiate. Add to that supplemental insurance, dental care, vision costs, and unexpected appointments, and the increase can disappear before it ever feels helpful. This is not a failure of planning, and it is not personal mismanagement. It is the reality of aging in a system where healthcare costs grow steadily while income grows slowly. This is one of the main reasons discussions about additional relief continue, not because Social Security isn't working, but because it was never designed to handle everything on its own, especially rising medical costs. Understanding this reality matters. It helps replace self-blame with clarity. It explains why budgets still feel stretched, and it reminds you that needing support doesn't mean you did something wrong. The world has changed, costs have changed, and policy is still trying to catch up. Your feelings are valid, and recognizing this pressure is the first step toward managing it calmly, without shame, fear, or confusion. How to stay informed without letting headlines control you. One of the hardest parts of managing money today isn't just paying the bills, it's managing the information. When there is news about Social Security, COLA increases, or possible stimulus relief, a lot of voices start talking at once. Some headlines focus on big numbers, others emphasize political arguments, and social media often spreads half-truths faster than facts. For seniors, this constant noise can quietly increase stress. You may hear one report saying help is coming and another saying the system is in trouble. One article sounds reassuring, the next sounds alarming, and without clear context, it can feel like your financial future is constantly at risk. Here's the grounding truth. What matters most is not the headlines. It's what shows up on your official statements and in your bank account. If your January deposit is higher, that didn't happen by accident. That is the approved COLA adjustment at work. If you hear talk about stimulus or relief but don't see anything yet, it usually means the process is still moving behind the scenes. Instead of reacting emotionally to every update, it is safer to wait for written confirmation, direct deposits you can clearly see, or official notices mailed to you. Staying informed does not mean staying anxious. It means choosing reliable sources. It means checking facts before reacting. And it means giving yourself permission to step away from noise that creates fear instead of clarity. Calm decision-making protects you far more than constant monitoring ever will. Why Social Security is a foundation, not the entire house. One of the most important ideas to understand about Social Security is this. It was designed to be a foundation, not the entire house. Social Security provides stability. It creates a predictable base of income that arrives month after month. That reliability is powerful. But it was never meant to cover every possible expense on its own, especially in a world where costs continue to rise. Many seniors supplement Social Security in different ways. Some rely on savings built over time. Others have small pensions. Some receive help from family, community programs, or local assistance with food, energy costs, or prescriptions, and that is okay. Needing additional support does not mean you planned poorly. It means life changed, prices shifted, healthcare costs grew, and the system is still adjusting to those realities. January is a good time to gently review where your money is going, not to judge yourself, but to become aware. Are there programs you qualify for but haven't explored? Are there senior discounts, utility assistance, or prescription programs that could ease pressure? Planning isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. When you understand Social Security as a steady base and allow yourself to build around it with whatever support is available, you reduce stress and increase resilience. This mindset replaces fear with flexibility, and flexibility is one of the most valuable tools you can have in retirement. Clarity, stability, and confidence moving forward. As we come to the end of this January update, there is one message that matters more than any headline. Your Social Security benefits are continuing. Your cost of living adjustment has already been applied, and the system is moving forward steadily, even when the news feels noisy. January often brings uncertainty because so many things change at once. New amounts appear, bills feel heavier, conversations about stimulus and relief resurface, and without clear explanations, it's easy to feel unsettled. But understanding replaces fear. When you know that your payment schedule has not changed, you can plan with confidence. When you understand that COLA is permanent, not temporary, you can budget with clarity. And when you recognize that relief programs move through careful steps before deposits are made, you can wait without panic. Social Security is not just a government program, it is a promise built on decades of your work, your contributions, and your responsibility. The adjustments you're seeing now are part of that promise, meant to help your income keep pace with a changing world. Additional relief, when it comes, is designed to provide breathing room, not because you failed, but because life has become more expensive and more complex. As you move through the months ahead, stay grounded in what you can see and verify. Trust official notices, protect your information, be patient with yourself. You deserve stability, you deserve clarity, and you deserve peace of mind in this stage of life. Stay informed, stay steady, and know that you are not alone.